Somewhere in Fulton County, there's a stop sign on State Route 2. Silent, still, foreboding. It was at that sign where two lives stopped on Christmas Eve 2007. That night, a 90-year-old man ran the stop sign and crushed an SUV carrying Elliot Mealer's family, killing his father David and his girlfriend of 2 years, Hollis Reeker.
I think about my father, I think about my girlfriend. When I think of good memories, they used to make me cry because I knew I was never going to have them again.
Elliot and his mother were fine. His brother Brock survived the crash, but with 2 shattered vertebrae, he was paralyzed and given a 1% chance to walk again. Was there ever a moment where you said, life's not fair, I'm bitter?
Yeah, I think I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't. And there was moments for a while where it dragged on where, it just felt like there was no hope.
The man who hit your family, have you ever spoken to him?
He passed away, I think about a year later after the accident. He never apologized for it, which is different, and he was given opportunities to with our family there. But it was an accident. Bless him and his family, because I know it's not easy to probably deal with their side of things either.
Mealer's senior year of high school had started out with so much promise. Just a month earlier, he was named an All-Ohio lineman at Wauseon High School, and when college coaches started showing up to practice, Elliot knew his dream of college football was coming true.
And all of a sudden, Mike DeBoard, offensive coordinator at the University of Michigan, showed up at my high school at Wauseon, and I got to talk to him and everything. And when I left, I asked my coach, I go, did he say Central or Eastern? He goes, no, because that was a Wolverine.
Yes, the Michigan Wolverines were recruiting a lifelong Buckeyes fan. Sure, Elliot dreamed of playing Big Ten football, but that dream was one he and his father shared many Saturday afternoons in Columbus, not Ann Arbor. Do people give you grief back home about coming up here?
Some people do, but it's really always the people that don't know me, and they probably take it maybe a little further than I would like. But it's funny how it works when all of a sudden, maybe the thing that you've hated and despised and you don't always know a lot about comes up to you and says, we like you. You start to go, you know what, maybe I can like you too.
And so Elliot did what many 18-year-olds do, graduated high school and moved out of the house, though most aren't lucky enough to move into a big house. Now you're a freshman, just some kid from Wauseon. Intimidated by the football atmosphere here?
As a recruit, you're kind of blown up to believe, that you're the biggest and baddest thing football's ever seen. And some guys, probably are, but, especially as an offensive lineman coming to Michigan, once I got here, it was an eye-opener.
How have you grown over the past 5 years?
I've been able to meet great people and interact with people that are from Florida and people that talk different than me and maybe have different views and things like that.
Shorter beards.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
But even as life is forever changing, it's tough to forget the night your life was forever changed. Does losing a loved one make it tough to date in college?
I was kind of going through the life of, I'll never date anyone again, and I'm fine with it, one of those things. And I was fortunate enough to meet someone that I've been with for, over 2 years now.
Your father dies, girlfriend dies, brother paralyzed. You walk away and play college football. How do you wrap your mind around it? Is it fate? Is it luck? What do you think?
I've thought about that. I don't know. I look at my brother especially and see what he goes through, and you can't help but ask, why was it him and why wasn't it me? But I know that I've been blessed, and it's really hard to say, because how can I sit here and say I've been blessed? But Brock was the one that was,
But in many ways since the accident, his brother Brock has been blessed. A lifelong Buckeyes fan just like Elliot, Brock was determined to walk again and prove the doctors wrong, and the University of Michigan was determined to help him.
Up! There you go. Good, Brock. Very good. Come on, 3 more.
With the assistance of their coaches, training staff, and 33 months of therapy, Brock walked again, leading the Wolverines onto the field in September of 2010.
Ladies and gentlemen, with his mother Shelley and brothers Elliot and Blake, please welcome Brock Mealer.
This past weekend on Senior Day, Brock was back on the field, standing next to Elliot and his mother. The 3 Christmas Eve survivors who once felt alone, now a support system of 109,000. The family that grew up attending games in Columbus, now feeling at home, surrounded by maize and blue. Coach, what kind of inspiration and leadership has Elliot Mealer meant to this team?
I think his journey has been one that means an awful lot to the guys on his football team because of how Elliot lives daily. And, to overcome, the tragedy that he's dealt with in a really first-class way, and just the love his teammates have for him.
Elliot is someone that we're proud to be associated with. He represents us in a wonderful way. He's a fine young man, and Elliot Mealer's the kind of guy that's going to be successful at whatever he decides to do in life.
If 23-year-old Elliot Mealer could go back and talk to 18-year-old Elliot Mealer and give him a heads up on what he needs to know, what would you say?
That's a great question. I think, I guess I would tell him, not to be afraid to embrace everything, where I was at in my life, and just the things I was going through. For me, that would be my message to young Elliot. Don't be afraid to embrace and enjoy finding yourself.